To say the world is utterly obsessed with Meghan Markle right now would be an understatement. A year or two ago, chances are, you only knew who Markle was if you were a fan of the show Suits, or had happened to see one of the other projects she had been in. She was a successful, working actress, but she hadn't quite made it to the A-list. Now, though, she's the actress that everyone in the world is the most curious about, and it's all because of who she fell in love with. Now, the world has been obsessed with Prince William and Kate Middleton for years, since they had a long, drawn-out courtship before finally deciding to tie the knot. Harry, on the other hand, has always been a bit of a wild card. He dated a few women over the years, but never anything serious, and it was usually other aristocratic Brits that the average person wouldn't recognize. Then, through a friend, he was introduced to an actress by the name of Meghan Markle, and the rest is history. The two had a whirlwind courtship and eventually announced they were engaged, and would be married in the spring. However, being a royal bride comes with a lot of responsibilities. There are a lot of rules Markle will have to learn, and a lot she's already broken. Okay, no one is saying that Markle can't take selfies in the privacy of her own home, provided she doesn't show them to anyone. The point is, she's not supposed to take selfies at public appearances, something that many people do. It's just not something that royals are supposed to do, partly because they'd soon have a huge lineup of people wanting to take photos with them, and it would be a bit bananas. Now, there have been exceptions made to this rule from time to time, but in general, she'll likely have to learn to just politely refuse any selfie requests, and to avoid the temptation to snap a selfie when she's at an event. No matter how amazing the setting is or how on point her outfit looks, the royal family has a ton of rules when it comes to the hierarchy and family structure itself. After all, there's things like succession to consider. Now, when they're just hanging out, the royal family isn't required to automatically curtsy to other family members. For example, Kate isn't about to curtsy when she walks into a room and finds Harry lounging there. However, when it comes to the Queen, it's a non-negotiable. Bust out that curtsy stat. Kate is well versed in this rule already, so perhaps she can give Markle a little nudge to remind her that you must always greet the Queen this way, no matter what. Markle seems to have fantastic manners, so we have a feeling it won't be that tough to remember this particular rule. This rule seems insanely restrictive. After all, what kind of rule forbids a grown adult from eating a specific food group, until you find out the reason behind it? Shellfish can be tricky, as it's a far more likely food to get some kind of illness or case of food poisoning from. The royal family has a tight schedule and always has some kind of duty or appearance to make, so they can't afford to be out of commission unexpectedly. So, in order to avoid any potential shellfish-related sickness, they just make it a practice to ban shellfish from royal plates. Now, some members of the royal family will still indulge from time to time, but most just won't even take that risk, lest they be forced to disappoint the people. We hope that Markle isn't a huge Monopoly fan, because in the royal family, this is one of the games banned at any potential family game night. Why, you ask? Well, it has nothing to do with property or anything like that, it's just about plain old competitiveness. Apparently, the royal family was playing a game of Monopoly and things got a little bit aggressive. So, Prince Andrew decided he would ban the game forever because that type of aggressive behavior was very unbecoming for a royal. So, if she wants to take Harry on in a game of Monopoly, she may just have to do it in private, where no one else in the royal family can see. We're kind of curious about who got so aggressive. Perhaps it was the Queen. Like many rules that members of the royal family have to follow, this one came from a mishap that they're determined never to encounter again. When Prince Elizabeth's father King George VI passed away while she was on a trip in Kenya, she had to return quickly, but she had no appropriate clothes to wear for that crucial moment when she stepped off the plane to a sea of paparazzi waiting for the first glimpse of the morning royal. So, The royal family has had a rule ever since. Royals must travel with at least one black outfit appropriate for a funeral so that, if anything tragic were to occur, they would be prepared to step off the plane and face the public in proper mourning attire.